Hey, hey, hey. Happy late night and early morning to our favorite listeners. Welcome back to another episode of 10 Minute Talk podcast with me, Aquisha. Now, can I tell y'all, it was so hot today, but I love the heat, so I'm here for a good heat wave. Sorry to all of you people who like being in the cold and under air conditioners and freezing, and I think that's crazy and weird. But before we jump into our episode today, where we talk about are you a complainer or a change agent, I want you to know that this episode is brought to you by Aquisha Harrison Company, where they provide personal and professional development for those who are ready to live beyond the status quo. Okay, period. Now, let me tell you how people, there are two kinds of people. Let me say that. Either you're a complainer or you're a change agent. You're going to fall in between. I'm not counting the neutral people who are just like, whatever, whatever. I'm just here. I go with the flow. Let me tell you, man, a complainer is somebody who does what? Yes, you got it right. Someone who complains. Oh my God. Okay, somebody who is never satisfied, right? Feels stuck, creates an atmosphere where it's just foolishness, negativity, and it's just like, woe is me. The world is going to pot. And oh my God, isn't this a mess? And isn't that a mess? And can you believe this happened? And da 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 da. They're like always in a bad mood. They're just really not fun people to be around. Nor are they're not good people to work with either. And can I tell you why I think so many people are complainers? Because it's easier than being a solutionist. It's easier than being a thought leader. Complaining is much easier than getting to work and actually solving a problem. So if you find enough people to complain about the same situation, you won't you won't feel like it's a bad thing, right? You won't feel like it's really the problem. You won't feel like you're the problem. Because if everybody's pointing a finger at one situation and it's like 10 people pointing at one thing, we're going to say, hey, majority rules. It's not us, it's them, right? It's not us, it's that. Can I tell you, we have a world full of average people and below average people who are happy to complain and who are happy to sit back and talk while other people are actually doing the work to get it done and to provide a solution. And you know something else? Complainers usually have a problem with what the solution has come up with. They're like never satisfied, right? Talk, talk, talk. Problem, problem, problem. And then when a solution comes, you're going to find something wrong with that. And then you start another complaint about what was done to correct the last thing. And you just keep talking and talking and talking. I'm sure you work with people like this who always have their hand raised to point out the obvious, to always identify the problem, but never have a solution. Can I tell you, those people, we don't really make good friends, and we're really not. I'm, I don't enjoy their company because I like to solve problems. And I think the world's leaders are thinkers and problem solvers, even community, in your own family. Those in leadership are usually the ones that come up with the solutions. If nobody's calling on you to help figure something out, then you might be on the side of the complainer. If nobody's calling you to help, not even help think, but just to help have a part in changing a situation or solving a problem, you might be on the side of a complainer, right? Somebody who sits back and talks while everybody else is doing the work, or somebody who sits back and condemns and criticizes and ridicules while the changes are being made, while the structures are being built, while the plans are being mapped out. You know what I mean? It's like You're standing back in the midst of the bunch of average people speculating, spectating, just sitting around and watching other people flat out get it done. And you know what I respect about change agents? I respect that they are willing to try and fail. They are willing to come up with something that is plausible, something that is a possible solution in order to advance, in order to show some progression, right? No lateral movement, progression, forward movement. They are willing to put themselves out there. They are willing to, stick their neck out on a line just to see what happens. And those are the people who usually go down in history. The ones who are willing to do something above average, the ones who are willing to stand out from the rest of the crowd. And you may be saying, Keisha, I'm not a complainer. I'm not in the crowd. I do my own thing. Well, that could be a problem too. Because we weren't put on this earth to just operate in an isolated fashion. We weren't created just to be by ourselves and just to make our own ends meet and just to go about life on the dolo, because you can't trust people and all that stuff. 9 times out of 10, people who are like that can't trust themselves. It has nothing to do with other people. But I digress. Anywho, if you're one of those people who, well, let's actually talk about that. If you're somebody who is a loner, I challenge you. I challenge you. I challenge you to pick a side. I challenge you to pick a side. Pick a team. The team that you pick, the people that you talk to, the people that you befriend, the people that you strike up conversations with are probably more aligned to your worldview, to your perspective. I know for a fact that if I have an idea, it's probably going to be scary, it's probably going to be risky, and it's probably going to challenge everything that you've been taught. And I've always been like that, living on the edge. Willing to do the craziest thing to see what the outcome would be. Not something that's predictable, right? Something that is monumental, something that is earth shattering, something that's going to go down in history one way or the other, even if it fails drastically or it becomes something amazing. I'm one of those people who's willing to try and advance. I talk to people, especially in my own family, and I just listen to conversations, and some friends. I listen to their conversation, and I'm usually quiet when a lot of them are speaking because I could dampen their perspective. And depending on what it is, sometimes I do it intentionally, only because I want to challenge their train of thought. I want to challenge the logic. I want to challenge the origin of that belief system. Where did you get that from? Who told you that? Why are you living a lie? Because what you're saying is not true. That is something that you've constructed because somebody told you, or you saw somebody fail and you got scared. I remember saying this yesterday, I think, maybe the other day, I don't know. But fear is a liar. Fear is an absolute liar. There is no truth in fear. If you ever notice things that you fear, before you attempt to do something, you may get fearful, right? You may start imagining things and the outcomes of situations and who's going to be there, who's going to say something, who's going to tell your business, who's going to see you fail. Fear is a liar. Your mind can construct all of these imaginative situations, but I challenge you. What if you turn those situations to be in your favor? Because it takes the same amount of thought, it takes the same amount of energy, takes the same amount of brain cells to think differently, to think successfully, to think beyond where you are. It takes the same amount of energy. And your body is going to respond based on your thoughts, right? Because when we think, our imagination, That's a part of our soul realm. And we talked about that before, how we're tripartite beings. We are we are spirit, we are soul, we are body. Our soul, whatever we produce from our soul, our body is going to respond. It's following orders. It's following the electricity that's produced. And it's going to carry out the very things that we think, the very things that we say, the very atmospheres that we create with our words. It is going to construct that and make it a reality. So use your energy today to be a change agent. You don't have to go big. You don't have to, run for Senate and start writing bills and amending laws and all that stuff. If you want to, I know I do eventually. But start in your personal life, start in your family, start in your marriage, start with your children, start at your job. Be a change agent. Find something in your mind or in your life that nags you, or something that you know is a constant reminder of your limitations. Find something that's a hiccup and challenge that thought. Challenge that thought. Where did you come from? You might need, if you're verbal, you might need to speak aloud. If you're visual, if you're a read write person, you might need to write it down. You know what I mean? Like, we have to challenge our beliefs. Where did it come from? You have a thought, you may need to say, where did that come from? Where did I get that from? If you're a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, talk to Holy Spirit. Whatever your faith is, however you communicate with your God, talk and see where that thought originated, so that you can work from there and combat it, because it's not true. I guarantee you, it does not align to the purpose that God has for you. I would love for all of us to be change agents, but I know we're not. I just know we're not. Some people are not willing to put in the work, not willing to do the soul work and make the corrections and redirect their behaviors and their thought patterns and belief system and strongholds and their nutrition and all of their health and wellness. Some people are just not willing to do it, and that's okay. I'm talking to those of you who want to go beyond where you are today, who are tired of hitting the same walls and going through the same toxic cycles over and over and over, who are tired of looking in the mirror, getting up each and every day, looking in the mirror, brushing your teeth, and knowing for sure I'm not the person that I'm supposed to be. I am not where I'm supposed to be. We got to figure out what's in our way. We have to figure out what the problem is. We have to figure out what the origin of our thoughts are. And I guarantee you, when we do that, we'll find the answer and be able to redirect our thoughts, change our mind, do the soul work, and realign our souls. Yes, we will. So if you're one of those people, and I know it's not everybody, if you're one of those people, I want you to hit me up. Go to bit.ly/Aquisha Harris, capital A, capital H, and I want you to set up a discovery call with me. I want you to talk to me. I want to know what your issues are and how I can help you. I remember being stuck. Hello? Stuck like Chuck. And if it wasn't for good mentorship, if it wasn't for good coaching, if it wasn't for prayer, if it wasn't for discipline and consistency and all these behavioral and life changes, I would still be stuck saying, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, year after year after year, but still being in the same situation, in the same place in life, unfulfilled and unsatisfied. I don't want that for you, and you shouldn't want that for you. But it's only you who can make that change. It's only you who can make that decision. And once you make that decision, oh, baby, I can help you, period. Period. So that's it. I'm getting off my soapbox. I do want you to connect with me. Go to the website, bit.ly/Aquisha Harris, capital A, capital H. And I want to talk to you. We need to get this together. Okay? 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 Because I love you. Now, thank you again for joining me for another 10-Minute Talk podcast, where we come together every night at midnight. Yes, that's it. Just a few minutes to talk. That's it. All right. Now, y'all enjoy the rest of your early morning and late night, and you have a great rest and a great tomorrow. Bye.